Good morning, everybody. It's about 10 minutes to 12, so good afternoon in about 10 minutes. I have had a really good day so far. It was kind of weird. We've had a couple of rainy days, so anyway, I ran across a couple of videos and then got this weird empathetic epiphany based upon something that was said in these videos. And it was just like, So, the one video that kind of really stuck in my head, there's a couple of them, and I can't exactly recall what the hell was it. Fuck, it's blanked out on me a couple of times. Oh, there it is. Okay, got it. All right, and it's basically Kamala Harris things. All right, now give you where all this stuff is coming from, right? I gotta give you a prologue because it's sort of a contrast and a comparison, and it's a psychoanalysis, and it's just one of those things that make you go, and wow, I am a little late up on the uptake. So, bear with me. And the only reason I'm even publishing this is because if it actually comes into fruition, I got proof. Like, yeah, I said that years ago or 6 months ago, and here's the video where I'm talking about it because something's cooking here. So the first thing was I watched her conceding the election speech, okay? Now, she just basically walked away, didn't talk to her alumni. She went into hiding for like 12 hours, probably tied one on. She was either crying about it or she was celebrating the fact. Bear with me. The other video was, God, who was it? It was either A-Dog or Amir or Benny. Who was it? It was one of them. It was probably Benny because it's on the picture. She was basically scolding Tim Walz and her husband for crying about the fact that she had lost. There's that one. And then the third one I came across was someone interviewing Liz Cheney and her perceptions of her father and her relationship, and the fact that he had voted for Kamala, and she was basically saying, no, I am a conservative. I am not, a Republican that is Donald Trump's Republican Party, but I have always been a Republican. And here's where I'm going to kind of go a little bit off the deep end in this. Now, putting the pieces together, Kamala was kind of tossed into this. It was supposed to be Joe. And Joe got twisted. So then they put Kamala in his place. All right. Now, I'm going to kind of speculate here that when she became vice president, I don't think she realized that she wasn't really going to be a vice president. I don't think she realized that Joe was going to not be a president. I think she was disillusioned and or hoodwinked into thinking that her and Joe's roles were going to be different. And the reason why her campaign and talking points were bombed so bad is because she didn't put in any of her own intention. She was basically being scripted by a handler. Now, I'm pretty sure she's got a good mind up there. And after having gone through the last 4 years being literally dictated to what her role in this administration was, basically it was yes sir, no sir. Because Biden wasn't calling the shots. She really couldn't argue what was happening because Biden wasn't calling the shots. I think her perceptions of what her role was supposed to be got crushed early on. And when they basically ordered her to run in place of Demented Joe, she knew that if she did win, she wasn't going to be in charge of anything. Which is probably why she picked the dumbest of the dumb to be her vice president, because she knew he was not going to assist her, not one iota, in helping her achieve their goal. This is my speculation. Now, I can't forgive her for all the shit she did in California. I can't forgive her for all the dumb shit that she said. And I think a lot of it she came up with just to sound like a moron. Because her concession speech, when she conceded, it was heartfelt. She had a soul in there. There was an intelligence behind what she was saying. And I was like, if she could have only ran her campaign like that. Oh, click, bing bong, Epiphany. That's what started it off. I was like, that is not the person that was campaigning. And then the Benny Johnson saying that she was yelling at her husband and Tim Walz for crying about it. She was like, fucking, somebody get me a fucking drink. I'm celebrating. She probably did tie one on, but it wasn't because she was crying about it. She's probably glad that it was fucking over. And now she's free. And then Liz Cheney, what she said, yeah, you're absolutely right. His Republican Party is not your Republican Party. Because growing up, her Republican Party were warmongers. Except for the select few, like Reagan. And George Sr. They flipped. And then under the guise or the title of the Democratic Party arose Obama and the Clintons. And here we are talking about this. Now, what she did in California, she's going to have to own up for that. If she's going to get the blessing of the American people in any regard here on out and in the future, she is going to have to own her shit for what she did to those people and those single moms and those parents out in California. She is going to have to, she's got judgment placed on her on that regard. However, given that I am a female, and I'm not a weak female, and when I want to leave a relationship, I check out first. And I think she checked out of that presidency a long fucking time ago. And because she was a sitting vice president and they threw her in, she did not give it her all. After what she had experienced, I don't think she wanted it. I don't think she wanted any of it. Not in that capacity. Not being controlled and under the thumb of Obama and Hillary Clinton in the background. No. And of course, their puppet master, Soros. No. To fail is the only way to escape. I think we're not going to hear a whole lot from her for a very, very, very fucking long time. But my perceptions of that election, I mean, it was totally unclimatic. I mean, he had 270 in less than 5 fucking hours. Honest to God. I was up at 1:30 in the morning when Pennsylvania declared it. I was like, this is so surreal. What, like, is this really happening? Did he really just go, like, within hours of the polls closing, Georgia, North Carolina, Florida, Pennsylvania, Texas, and then all you had left was the blue wall, and I was like, this is absolutely incredible. So, that whole idea came to me after watching those 3 videos. Now, I'm speculating. I got no proof to the fact. I'm psychoanalyzing behaviors, what I seen, what's been said, and how everything went about. And it's very unusual that the losing candidate doesn't just come right out and say, yeah, congratulations. Yeah, you won it fair and square. It was a good run. No. She didn't have no fucking idea. She went back to the hotel room, probably got drunk, called the handlers and be like, all right, how do I go about this? Ask permission first. Because basically she's had no authority this entire time. She's had no secondary authority. She was basically getting paid to play a role that she had no intellectual say in anything that happened. Now, as far as the Republican Party things go, I think she realized probably early on, and she's probably got PTS, political trauma syndrome, like those of us who were raised in religious, sect households like LDS Catholics, Jehovah's Witnesses, things like that, and probably came to the realization that the parties are not what they are. And now she's, excuse me, that's one. I just got home a little bit ago. Went to the grocery store and picked this up. Yeah, she's got that cognitive dissonance. Full well knowing, you know what, this was bullshit. And being a woman on that regard, we are very emotional. I understand the concepts of the way women think, and of course this woman and her husband is like fucking no prize as far as, you know, moral ethic goes. I mean, all the shit that they started pulling out of the fucking cobwebs on him. Yeah, she was like, yeah, this is, and maybe a little bit of an empathy for the fact that, you know, fucking Trump, all he did was try to cover his tracks to keep the scrutiny. I mean, he was already being scrutinized for people that he thought he was friends with. Soon as he went and started running for president, they mean-mouthed the shit out of it. It was awful, the crap they were saying. Makes you wonder, what does he know? And that's why they hate him. I don't think she even tried to win. Honest to God. I don't think she. Nope. After hearing that speech, she didn't give a fuck. She was playing the role. You know what? Good for her. She did the right thing. Now, as far as everything else goes, you know, her past, her track record in California, shit she said, we haven't got anybody in a combat zone since the start of the century. The fuck we don't. Unless she's talking about 2000. Fuck we didn't. I was in the military prior to 2000, we had people in Egypt. We had people in Saudi. We had guys over in Iraq. Taking care of that Kuwait shit. Gulf War. Yeah. That was between what, 91 and 97? It was all down low. Very few. We still had our people over there. I think she got a really rude awakening and didn't realize what she was getting herself into. And when they threw her into that candidacy seat, not having been voted into that candidacy seat, I think she was like, fuck this. Play it. My opinion. Tell me if I'm wrong. No, don't. Just, if it sounds even half right, fill in the blanks. Because that was the thing I got today. That was, I was like, she didn't even fucking try. They had people coming in and filling in for her. Like Obama came in, you know, did talks and stuff. Yeah. She didn't want this. Nope. She didn't even try. She failed on purpose. Not to say that I am not glad. because I am glad she did. But, because we needed Trump back. But yeah, that's some cognitive dissonance fuck ass fuckery. Your brain's gonna explode once you kind of start piecing all this shit together. I can't even go. I don't have any of it written down. I just have what came into my head while I was driving to a job earlier today, and I was comparing that emotional twist of fuck's sake, this is not what I signed up for concept to the religion trauma syndrome that I experienced and political trauma syndrome that I experienced, and being like, oh wow, ain't that a kick in the dick? Well, in her case, coochie. So, y'all, have a good one. That's all I got. Yeah. I gotta watch some more stuff. But I might be wrong. But then again, it'd be really fucking frightening if I'm right.